Yes. Real shit only. Let me talk to these niggas, Zeke. Somebody got said. Shit. You niggas run the IG for inspiration, cause your immediate circle ain't good for shit but hating.
Welcome back. It's another episode of The Bar Show. I'm Brownie Blends.
I'm Lord Rab.
And today we got a real special guest in the building. My dog, my brother, Draymond Green.
I'm Draymond Green.
Well, let's do it. Let's do it right then. 4-time champion, defensive player of the year, 8 defensive first? No, just
It's like 3 or 5.
3 and 5. You know what I'm saying? One on every level. High school champion, which I find very interesting. Back-to-back high school champ.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
That's crazy. How you doing, my brother?
I'm great, bro. I appreciate that, my dog.
Man, it's good to have you on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it, man. I've been watching y'all do y'all thing. You know, I hate to tell the people, but I had to ask to get invited on the show. I'm like, yo, like, you think y'all gonna ever bring me on the show?
That's cat.
Like, they like, no, yo, yeah. Then they hit me with, we want to make sure it's right. Like, nah. Like, everybody say I couldn't be the first episode. Like, oh, you gonna make sure it's right. Like, no, y'all just want to go invite me on. They come here, they do the pod. We have football Sundays. They make all of us shut up and do the pod, and I can't even get an invite. But you know what? For y'all out there, I'm happy to be here for y'all. Only for y'all, I'm happy to be here. Because these guys did not invite me on the show.
That invite was definitely in the mail. Was it in the mail? What's a better way to put that, Rab?
The mail is crazy.
we was manifesting it.
we definitely talked about it. We said, it must be a good time to bring Daddy on. I said, this is the perfect time.
You know what? My name blew up a little bit. They say I've got a chance to win DPOY again. And they like, oh, you know what? Let's bring them on.
They finally accomplished enough.
Your own people, man.
Cloud chasing. Hey, that's wild. It's been a hell of a March already, man. It's had a birthday.
Yes, sir.
That was that was a vibe. 35. How I feel to be 30? Do 35 feel any different than 28 or 29? What you feel like right now?
Nah, I just think it's cool that, like, when I look on the internet, and people like, yo, he doing this at 35. Like, dang, am I that old?
That's
like,
a young man.
He doing that at 35. It's crazy. I saw a tweet the other day. It said Draymond doing this at 35 is not normal. Right. And it's like, I appreciate the compliment.
Right.
But like, dang, am I really that old? So I don't know. I feel great, man. I feel spry. I feel like I know a little bit more than I used to know, though. Been through a few more things than I've went through before, but I feel like I'm just getting started.
You one of the people that really embrace birthdays, like look forward to it, like it's something you planned it out 2 months ahead. You like, oh, my birthday coming up, or you kind of go with the flow. You know
I never even celebrated my birthdays until I got with my wife.
Right.
Once I got with Hayes. She always celebrated birthdays, and she would go on a trip or go to dinner with her girls. Go to dinner with me. We'd always do something for her birthday, and she was like, you don't celebrate your birthday,
right?
And so she started like celebrating me and like making me celebrate it, and now. Shoot, now I think all of us look forward to my birthdays.
Right,
she be putting them together.
It go crazy. New York was amazing.
Yeah,
we had a great time. Was you surprised? Or did you know we was?
I had no idea. I had no idea because the setup was just all around me. Like,
right.
Trav was like, yeah, I think everybody was just talking about coming to Miami.
Right.
And I was like, oh, okay. Cool. And then she had been talking to me like, we going to dinner, just me and you. Like, because you know me, I always invite people. Like, I love being around people, like my people, like I love. And so I always invite people.
Right.
And she like, we going to dinner, just me and you. I'm like, all right, I got it. And so then she had asked, she was like, is Danny coming to dinner? And I'm like, but you told me it was just me and you, so I didn't invite Danny. Let me call Danny.
Right.
So Danny's like, all right, I'm going to meet you at dinner. But I had no idea. And so I'm walking in, and on the room, it says, The Boardroom by Kevin Durant and Rich Kleiman.
Right.
So I see that, I'm walking in, I'm like, oh, we in the boardroom, KD and Rich.
Right.
Pleasant surprise. Now she did well, man. Y'all all did well, though. I knew Pedro was in town.
See, that's when it got weird. I was like, okay, we trying to surprise this nigga. I actually got to be out there to cut your hair for the guests. I got an excuse to read. Okay, boom.
But Pedro always go.
But then Pedro booked at the same hotel you was
for
there.
sure.
So I was like, Pedro, what are you doing?
But it ain't weird. Pedro coming to the game. Like Pedro fly out here and go to games.
That's
Pedro
true.
fly to Miami and go to games.
That's true.
It's New York City, so it ain't weird. Pedro literally asked me like, bro, what hotel y'all staying at?
Right.
All right, I'm gonna come out there. Like,
right.
So it ain't weird for Pedro to like be at the game. It would have been weird if Guma was like, "Oh, I'm at the same hotel." Now that would have been
right.
like, oh, like that's
what I read. That's what I read in the Guma in the lobby. I'm like, Guma, where you going? He's, I gotta drop something off to Pedro. I said, man, everybody can't be in the hotel.
Yeah.
We finna blow it, but it worked out.
It worked out.
We had a good time though.
And then I saw Dell at the game, right? But like again,
yeah.
It ain't weird to see Dell at a New York Knicks game. Like it's just not weird. So everybody who I did see, it wasn't weird to see.
Right.
Beans hit me the night before,
right.
And then Beans' office, right behind where he sit in his office, is my jersey. So I saw my jersey on the wall, and it was like late night, right? Like
at the crib.
It's like midnight on the East Coast, so 9 o'clock.
Right.
So I was really trying to judge him because I'm like, if Beans on the go, that gives it away a little bit. He right behind. I'm like, so yeah, they really ain't coming. All right.
Yeah.
And so y'all got me. It was great.
Yeah, now when you walked in, it definitely looked like it was a surprise. You were
great.
surprised, and we had a great time.
Yeah.
Great night. Night just that started. The surprise had just started. Shit, we partied till
4, 5
extremely
o'clock
late.
in the morning. It was a great night. We had a good time. New York showed us a great time, and we almost smoked the second game, but we figured it out. And New York was a great trip.
Another big moment in March. Second all time. Assist.
Yeah.
Warriors. How you feel about that?
You know,
major accomplishment.
Sucks that I have zero shot at getting a 1 because I play with Steph Curry.
Yeah. Right.
No, honestly, to be second off, like, man, I still remember arriving here and like Mark Jackson telling me the day before, like, yo, your chance is gonna come. But I don't know when that's going to be. But just make sure you always stay ready the day before my first NBA game.
Right.
And just like wanting to figure it out. I remember after my second year telling my agent, Ron, Ron, I signed a 2 years guarantee with a team option on the third year. And I remember hitting Ron like, Ron, man, can you try to get them to decline that last option? And like I'll sound like a 5 for 25, 5 a year. And he was like, they not gonna do it, but you'll be fine. But nah, they ain't gonna do it. I'm like, Ron, come on, man, we really need to get them like, I get $5 million a year, 5 for 25. I'll sign that right now.
Right.
Like, fast forward to next year, we won a championship, and I signed my first big deal. I remember all of that, and like, wow, to still be here 13 years later,
right?
And
with the same team,
second all time in assists in the franchise. Like, I'm not a point guard, although I do think I'm a point guard, but I'm not a point guard. Like, and to be second all time, like, there's some great players that has played in this organization.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway played here.
Yes.
Like, there's some great Hall of Fame players that played in this organization. And for me to be second all time, That's unbelievable to me.
Is that something you try? Is somebody reminding you of that like halfway through to be like, hey, this is a thing.
No.
You hear and then you start paying attention. You just creep up on you, like, you know what I'm saying?
No, not for me. If you going for like 4,000 3-pointers, then there's people reminding you, but not for like, second all time in assists or anything like that. It's a great thing for sure. Like, and but it ain't like, it's legendary in itself.
Right.
But it ain't like Steph getting 4,000 threes. Like, that's something that everybody's going to be reminding you of.
Right.
And rightfully so. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, you don't really pay attention to it, and it's like, oh, man. Like, every now and then you come across a list. We got Instagram, right?
Right.
Like, so every now and then you may come across a list, and you're like, oh, man, I didn't know I was that close to do. So when I broke it, they asked me in the locker room, they were like, do you know who you passed? And Ron Adams, OG Ron Adams, he didn't think I knew. And I knew right off the dome, so that was a good one.
It's crazy that we just read a crazy stat about you.
Yeah, this one was crazy.
That no other player, you were the first player ever to score 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 500 blocks, and was it five? What was the other one? Steals.
Yeah.
But that was in history. So
In
the
a
20
season?
in a season.
Oh, it was like 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, 200 steals, and 100 blocks or
100
something like
blocks,
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, and it's like but throughout your life, it's like that's been the constant. Like you have some crazy shit. Like I saw now that March Madness is here, there's only been 10 triple doubles and you got 2.
Yeah, facts. It's crazy.
That's fucking bananas, bro.
That's pretty wild.
That's wild.
I came across that the other day too, because somebody sing you all of this stuff, right? And I saw that, and who sent it? Brandon Pajemski's. He put it in our group chat, and he was like, "All right, DG," something like that. And I was like, "Oh, that's interesting." I remember the first time I was close to one, and Coach Izzo came to me like, "Yo, there's not many guys." I think at the time it was like 6. He's like, "Yo, there's not many guys that's had a triple-double in the NCAA tournament. Get this triple-double." And then the next year, my senior year, that was my junior year. My senior year, it just happened.
Yeah.
Like, I was balling, and it just happened. But when you come back across those things, I think for me, when I come across those things, like being who I am and the way I am, which I will always be the way I am, I take a lot of shit. And people always try to downplay how great I am. Like, the reality is. Like, people hate to admit or do everything they can, throw every stone they can, throw so much salt, so like dirt, whatever you want to call it, to devalue my greatness, because in their mind they can't understand, they can't wrap their mind around how this dude don't score 20 points a night, but he great.
Right.
And they can't, like, and so for them, they want to try to find every way they can to downplay how great I am.
Right.
And then I come across stuff like that, and it remind me, like, no, you are one of them.
One
you
of
know
them,
what I'm
for
saying?
sure.
I find who it's always like the JUCO, like this, you know what I mean? The jump out the gym in high school guy but didn't make it past. You know what I mean?
For sure.
who I feel like they look at you and be like, I can do, like, that should be me.
Right.
Or I can do, but they can't figure it out.
Can't figure it out.
Because you got all the championships, all the accolades, and they sitting there like, how is he doing this? You know what I'm saying?
It's the basketball know-how, it's the savvy, it's the understanding of the game, and which brings me to, I want to take it back to Saginaw, right? Sag Nasty.
Absolutely.
Sag Nasty.
Sag Nasty.
What was it like coming up in Saginaw, man? And like, where y'all played at? Civitan.
So I grew up playing at the Civitan, playing at Unity Park, playing at Vets Park, playing in my grandma's backyard. My granddad, we actually dug up in the ground. We dug it up. My granddad was a great man, incredible. My grandparents, between my grandfather worked in the plant,
Okay.
General Motors. making like $80 an hour in Saginaw go a long way.
That's
balling.
great money anywhere. Ain't it?
Yeah, he worked. He worked in the plant for 40 years. So it got to a point, which is part of the reason those plants end up going under, because it got to a point to where like he doing nothing for 10 hours, collecting 80 an hour, and then they get overtime, time and a half, like collecting dough. My grandma had a daycare, so they were very well off. My grandfather was cheap as hell. So he had us in the backyard digging up the backyard to make the court.
Wow.
And we dug it all up, and we got to a certain point, and he was like, all right, enough of this. Called the guy to bring in the Bobcat. We played back there. But really at the Civitan and Vets Park, Unity Park, like that's where the real dog stuff came from. And growing up there, number one, you couldn't play, you had to talk. Like there's no quiet guys on the court. There's a couple guys that like keep it chill, but like all it takes is for one person to say something to them, like OG, like Mario. I remember Mario. Like Mario was pretty chill. All it takes is to say one thing. Mario's the loudest guy in the gym. This is like OGs. Like Big Reg walk in the gym. Big Reg tell you, like I walk in the gym, everybody know I'm getting like 40. Train walk in the gym like, hey, they put 20 in the gym in the book when I walk in, and they just count from there. Like these are all like growing up playing against these guys. All they did was talk. But I'm gonna tell you what else that came. My uncle taught, and my uncle taught me the game of basketball. But I'm gonna tell you what else I learned from growing up with those playing against those older guys. You know what all of them had? The basketball IQ was out of this world. Like still to this day, those guys that I grew up watching at the park, they were playing in the grown man league, we playing in our younger leagues, those Civitan league, those guys are still some of the highest basketball IQs I've come across. And so growing up there, having all of those IQs around, plus my uncle who's like my secret weapon, the dog was gonna come. I'm from Saginaw. Like you can't even make it. You can't get on the court if you ain't got no dog in you. Like you almost got to be willing to fight for your down. Like because you gonna say you got next, and like there's a line of people who next. But like by all means, somebody gonna test you to take your next, and they just gonna walk on the floor. And then you're gonna be, oh no, I had next. And if you don't if they don't think you mean what you saying, they gonna stand there.
You might as well just walk off.
You might as well. And what's gonna happen is, you know that dude gonna fight you, so you just walk off. So you gotta be a dog for them not to even try. So growing up there, like, I think it prepared me to be who I became. Because in order for me to make it in this league, I just had to outdog everybody. And if I'm not from that place, it never happens for me that way. But that place made me different.
Yes. Real shit only. Let me talk to these niggas, Zeke. Somebody got said. Shit. You niggas run the IG for inspiration, cause your immediate circle ain't good for shit but